I'm Kenny,
I'm Mason.
and we're here with the Football Frenzy podcast. Today, we're going to be doing the NFL schedule and predicting it.
We are going to start with the AFC North. I have the Bengals going 15-2 and the 1 seed.
I have the Bengals going 13-4 in the 2nd seed.
And then second place in the division, I have the Ravens going 10-7, and they're the 6th seed.
I have the Ravens being the 6th seed, second in the division, going 11-6.
Third place in the division, I have the Steelers going 10-7, and they do not make the playoffs.
Third place, I have the Steelers going 9-8, making it into the 7th seed spot.
Okay, and then last place goes to the Browns, and 6-11.
I have the Browns going 7-10.
So we're going to do a recap through the division real quick. 15-2, Bengals. They'll be hard to stop this year. Probably one of the best offenses in the league. Ravens. I don't know with the Ravens because you don't know what they'll get out of Lamar. Their defense is good, but you don't know what they'll get out of Lamar. He could get hurt like he did every season.
Yep.
And then Steelers, I think they'll be really good in the future, but I think they're too young right now. And the Browns, they're just in a whole big mess. What's your recap?
Yeah. So the Bengals are going to be one of the best offenses in the league. Jamar Chase will be unstoppable this year. For the Ravens, I feel like Lamar will go off this year. An MVP candidate, Zay Flowers, is going to be amazing this year. With the Steelers, like you said, they're too young and they have a bright future, but I have them barely making the playoffs. The Browns, they're just not really that good.
Yeah. So next is the Dolphins division. I have the Dolphins going 14-3 and going to the 2 seed.
I have the Dolphins being 12-5, being the 3rd seed.
I have the Bills going 12-5 and being the 5 seed.
I have the Bills being 12-5 and going with the 5 seed.
And I have the Jets barely making the playoffs, going 10-7 in the 7 seed.
I have the Jets barely missing the playoffs at the 8th seed, barely missing it at 9-8.
And I have the Patriots going 1-16 and being the last AFC team.
I have why did I say the Ravens? I have the Patriots being 4-13, second worst in the entire league, having the 2nd overall pick.
Dolphins, I picked them going first because they got some key pickups this year with Jalen Ramsey, and they have a really good defense already, and then they have a really good offense, which they didn't cut anyone, and they might still be getting Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Bills, I think they won't be able to beat Miami this year. Miami, I only can see them being bad if Tua isn't healthy. Tua got to be healthy. Bills, I feel like they aren't as good as the Dolphins because the Dolphins have a better defense and maybe a better offense. And then the Jets, I barely them making the playoffs because Aaron Rodgers isn't as good as he is. And the defense will help them a lot this year. And the Patriots have no one really good. D-Hop might come there, but he won't do anything. Mac Jones can't throw the ball that far for D-Hop.
Yeah. So, Dolphins, I feel like are going to be unstoppable this year and next year. That offense has too much speed, and if Tua stays healthy, that team could be a Super Bowl contender. But Tua gets injured too much. I don't know what could happen. Bills, Josh Allen just throws too much interceptions, and he's trying to make all these flashy plays and stuff. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers is mid, and their defense is the only reason why I have them going 9-8. Patriots, they have literally nobody on their team besides Matthew Judon.
Yeah. And, okay. So, next is the Chiefs division. I have... What is happening? Okay. I have the Chiefs going 14-3. I have the 3 seed. I have the Chargers going 10-7, barely missing the playoffs at the 8. I have the Raiders going 5-12, going to 12th, and then the Broncos going 3-14. Chiefs, they lost one of their Frank Clark, I think. And they lost Juju Smith-Schuster, one of the big defense and offensive players. But still, Mahomes, knowing you could see last year he can play with anyone. And then for the Chargers, they have I don't like their coaching staff. They're okay. Defense, they have all the parts, but the coaching staff just ruins it for them. Raiders, they don't. You don't know with Jimmy Garoppolo. That you don't know with Devontae Adams. Even he might even leave the Raiders. Mm-hmm. And then the Broncos. I don't think Sean Payton isn't doing anything, but because Russell Wilson's washed, everyone on that team isn't that good. The defense. The only way I can see them being good is defense playing lights out this year. What's your predictions? Or what's your recap?
Alright, so I just lost all my predictions because of my stupid Xbox. But if I can remember right, the Chiefs, I had them going 15-2 first seed. The Chargers missing the playoffs at 8-9. Broncos, I don't know. Chargers were 7-10. The Raiders were 3-14, getting themselves the first overall pick.
Yeah. So I'll just recap through the division, and you can see if you why is it? So I'll just do a recap because you lost your picks, and I'll just see if you.
I think I got them back.
Okay.
I think.
Just do the Chiefs thing real quick.
Yeah. So the Chiefs, the Broncos were 6-11.
Okay.
So the Chiefs recap. All they really need is Mahomes and Kelsey. That offense is overpowered. That defense is extremely underrated, in my opinion. But I'm a Chiefs fan, not a bandwagon. The Chargers, their wide receivers just get too much injuries. Same with that defense. Justin Herbert is a good QB, though. Broncos, let's cook Russ. Sean Payton maybe will be able to save that team. I'm not sure, though. And Raiders, I don't even know. I can't even name 3 players on the team.
So, next division is the Jaguars. I have the Jaguars going 14-3 and making the 4 seed. And I have no one else making that division. I have the Texans going 6-11, Titans going 2-15, and Colts going 2-15. Jaguars, they have all the parts this year. I think they can get way better. The reason why they're such a good record is they have a horrible division. I can see them being a way worse record if they're in the Bengals or Bills division.
Yeah.
And Texans, Stroud and Will Anderson will help out them a lot. They have a probably good future once they get everyone healthy and start making trades and doing good in the draft. Titans, Will Levis isn't looking that good, and the times we saw him play in training camp, mini camp or whatever, and Colts, if Jonathan Taylor doesn't get injured, then they could be better, but Jonathan Taylor, it's hard for a running back carry your whole team.
Yeah. Out of the Jaguars going 11-6, making the 4th seed, nobody else is making the playoffs. I have the Colts going 8-9. If Jonathan Taylor stays healthy, that running game is going to be insane with Anthony Richardson and him, of course. And then I have the Texans going 6-11. That team has a bright future with C.J. Stroud. And have the Titans going 5-12. Like I said, Will Levis, he didn't do that good in training camp.
Yeah. Okay, we are going to switch over to NFC, and we are going to do America's team division. I have. Why does it keep on saying I didn't do a pick for them? I thought I did everything. Hang on. You can start out.
Alright. I have the Eagles going 12-5, being the first seed. Cowboys 9-8, being the sixth seed. Giants 8-9, making the seventh seed. And Commanders 8-9, missing the playoffs. I have the Niners. What did you say?
Does this sound right? Okay, I'm good. I don't know what I was thinking. I have Eagles. I have them going 16-1, the 1 seed. Cowboys 10-7, the 6 seed. Giants 8-9, barely missing the playoffs as number 9, and then the Commanders going 6-11. Recap. Did you already do your picks? Did you already say it? Okay, Jalen Hurts and Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter's looked really good. And their defense is really good too. They only missed like 2 people last year, and then their offense is Jalen Hurts is really unstoppable to stop. And then Cowboys, they have a really good defense. It's just with Dak Prescott throwing his picks.
Yeah.
And the Giants, I think that was just a 1-year wonder for them. And then the Commanders, same thing for them. I don't think that they're making the playoffs.
All right. My recap. Eagles 12-5. I mean, that offense still is going to be really hard to stop. And Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, but they're the Philadelphia Bulldogs over here.
Yeah.
Cowboys 9-8. I mean, Dak Prescott, most overrated player in the league. He missed a few games and still almost led the league in interceptions. Or maybe he did, I don't know. Giants snuck into the playoffs. Like, they're not amazing. Saquon Barkley is good, though. Commanders 8-9 as well. I mean, Terry McLaurin and that defensive line is amazing.
Yeah. So, I have the 49ers going 15-2. Seahawks going 12-4. No, I missed the game. Hang on. Why do I keep on? Okay. I have the Seahawks going 13-4. I have, as the 5 seed, I have the Rams going 4-13, and I have the Cardinals going 1-16. 49ers, if they have a good starting QB, they're unstoppable. Defense is really good. Seahawks 13-4. I think Geno Smith have a really good year this year, and whenever Geno Smith starts to get a little older, I think Hendon Hooker will replace him and be a really good starting QB. Because they have all the parts, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and just now Jackson Smith-Njigba. And their defense did kind of average defense last year. Rams, they're in a rebuild process. Everyone knew 1 year, whenever they beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl, that they traded everything. They had all these old, good players. And then Cardinals, they need to start a rebuild. They need to trade Kyler. He isn't going to do anything for them.
Yeah. So I have the Niners going 12-5, making the second seed. And I'm not gonna lie, Mason, you had a lot of hot takes so far. Like the Eagles on 16-1. I don't know how that would happen. But out of the Rams going 7-10, they need to start a rebuild. Cooper Kupp will carry that team, no matter even if he gets injured or not. Seahawks. I have them going 7-10 as well. I mean, I feel like that was a 1-year wonder. They might do good because of that wide receiving core. And Tariq Woolen, I feel like, will be Pro Bowler this year. And then Cardinals 5-12, they really need to start a rebuild. Worst team in the NFC. Trade Kyler. Draft QB in the draft.
Yeah.
So we're on to the NFC North now. I have the Bears going 10-7, making third seed.
Winning the division? Yeah, the Bears winning the division.
Tied with the Lions. Also going 10-7. Lions make the 5th seed. Vikings 8-9, barely missed out on the playoffs. Then the Packers 7-10, one of the worst teams in the NFC.
I have the Lions going 14-3, 3 seed. Vikings barely making the playoffs, 9-8, the 7 seed. Bears barely missing the playoffs, 9-8, and then the Packers being the second to last team in the NFC, going 3-14. Recap Lions.
Hot takes. Hot takes.
What? Hot take
Hot
for the
takes on hot takes right now.
You have some hot takes for me?
You do.
Oh.
I don't feel like the Lions could go 14-3.
Well, they aren't in that good. They aren't in that really
They're not that bad of a team, but Jared Goff cannot lead that team to a 14-3 record. Jared Goff is extremely underrated, though.
Let me look at their schedule. Chiefs, they'll lose. I feel like they could beat the Seahawks. They can beat the Falcons. They can beat the Packers. They can beat the Panthers. They could beat the Buccaneers. Maybe not against the Ravens, but I have the Ravens beating the Lions. Then I have the Lions beating the Raiders. Then I have the Lions beating the Chargers, Lions beating the Bears, Lions beating the Packers, and I have the Saints winning against the Lions, and I have the Lions beating the Bears, Lions beating the Broncos, and then Vikings beat the Lions once, and then I have the Lions winning against the Cowboys, and then last game of the season I have them against the Vikings. They don't have that hard of a schedule.
No, they don't, but I don't believe they can go 14-3.
With that schedule?
Nah.
Okay. But I think they have one of the easier because they're playing that bad division with the Saints division.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to that division, to NFC South. I got the Saints going 9-8, making the 4 seed. Panthers 8-9, not making the playoffs. Bucks 7-10, need to start a rebuild. Baker is not the answer. Falcons 6-11. Bijan Robinson wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, and that's really the only bright spot for that team. And Kyle Pitts, but they don't give him the ball.
So you might be surprised here, but you gotta look at their division.
The division is kind of terrible.
If they were like the Jaguars, if they were in a better division, they probably wouldn't do that good. So I have the Saints going 13-4.
Whoa.
Listen to me. Panthers, horrible. Buccaneers, horrible. Falcons, horrible. Listen to the schedule. Titans, horrible. Panthers, I have them beating.
I don't go so deep into the schedule, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Alright, let's move on to the playoffs.
That's why I was. Okay, we can move on to the playoffs. But yeah, but their division isn't that good. I would like the Jaguars.
It's not garbage.
Okay, so AFC, I have the 5 seed Bills versus 4 seed Jaguars. I have the Bills winning that. I have the 3 seed Chiefs versus the 6 seed Ravens. I have the Chiefs winning that. And I have the 2 seed Dolphins versus 7 seed Jets. And I have the Dolphins winning that. Who's your AFC?
I got the 4 seed Jags losing against 5 seed Bills. I have the 2 seed Bengals beating the 7 seed Steelers. And I have the 3 seed Dolphins beating the 6 seed Ravens.
Okay.
So I have the Chiefs versus Bills, Bengals versus Dolphins.
Okay, so NFC, I got the Seahawks beating the Saints. I had the 49ers beating the Cowboys. And I have, there might be upset here, but I'm going to pick the Lions over the Vikings.
You guys will see my biggest hot take of the season later on in this playoff bracket. But I have the 4 seed Saints losing against 5 seed Lions. 3 seed Niners destroying the 7 seed Giants. 3 seed Bears beating the 6 seed Cowboys. So I'll have Eagles versus Lions, Niners versus Bears.
Okay, so AFC, I had the 2 seed Dolphins versus 3 seed Chiefs. Dolphins are home. I think the Dolphins are a lock up the Chiefs. Mahomes will still have a good game, but the defenses will be hard to stop the Dolphins' offense. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
Dang it, bro. You're making me a little bit mad.
And then the Dolphins, it'll be a little cold, but it'll be normal temperature. But The Dolphins have two. They might have the same offense as the Chiefs, but the Dolphins have a way better defense than the Chiefs.
You don't know if Tyreek Hill could.
If there's no injuries.
Tyreek Hill, he might be getting arrested.
If there's no injuries or whatever off the field stuff, I have the Dolphins beating the Chiefs.
All right.
Then I have the Bengals 1 seed versus the 5 seed Bills. Bengals home. I'm picking the Bengals. And then 2 seed Lions versus 3 seed 49ers. I have the 49ers winning. And then I have the 1 seed Eagles versus the 5 seed Seahawks, and I have the Eagles winning.
All right. So starting off with the AFC, I have the 1 seed Chiefs beating the 5 seed Bills. Chiefs own the Bills in the playoffs. 2 seed Bengals versus 3 seed Dolphins. I have the Bengals winning that. I have a rematch 3 times in a row. And then for my NFC, this is where my biggest hot take is right now. So I have the 1 seed Eagles beating the 5 seed Lions, the 2 seed Niners losing against the 3 seed Bears.
No way. No way that good defense is letting the Bears win.
Justin Fields is going to go off this year.
No way that 49ers defense is allowing...
Third quarterback with 4,000 yards passing.
No way that 49ers defense is allowing the Bears to beat them in the playoffs whenever they're home.
I can trust the Bears. We'll see what happens, though.
I don't know if they have that good of a defense.
I have a feeling it could happen.
I don't know. Anything could happen. Who would think the Jaguars would be this good this last year? And the Giants. So I have the 1 seed Bengals versus the 2 seed Dolphins. I'm thinking Bengals have probably a better offense than the Dolphins. Dolphins have a better defense than the Bengals. But I'm a biased. I'm going to go with the Bengals. Going to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Who's your AFC?
I got the Chiefs versus the Bengals.
You got the Chiefs.
It's going to go into overtime. My prediction, Bengals go on to the Super Bowl.
No way.
Ain't that Mason?
No way. No way can he ever pick the Bengals over the Chiefs. But, the thing is, if the Chiefs get D-Hop, I would change this schedule. I would probably put
the Chiefs end up getting D-Hop. I feel like the Chiefs will beat the Bengals.
That's the thing, but,
Who's guarding D-Hop?
Probably, if there's no injuries, Chidobe Awuzie.
Who's guarding Travis Kelce?
I don't know. Probably a linebacker, Logan Wilson. But they might put, like, a cornerback on him. But I don't know. But the Bengals have pretty underrated cornerbacks, if you would ask me. And probably in that Mike Hilton, he's a blitzer cornerback. He's probably one of the most underrated. So NFC. I've been thinking about this a while. 1 seed Eagles versus 3 seed 49ers. I thought about this the whole day. I'm going with the Eagles. Reason why Eagles have a better offense than the 49ers because you don't know what their QB.
Yeah.
And 49ers have a better defense than the Eagles. But, yeah, I don't know what their QB. But, yeah, and the Eagles are home. If it was at the 49ers place and they have a good QB, maybe different.
Yeah.
But right now, what we know of, I'm picking the Eagles.
Yeah. I have the Eagles beating the Bears. Like, the Bears' defense is not going to stop that receiving core. The Bears will barely beat the Niners anyways. So, we'll go on to the Super Bowl.
So, you know who I'm going to pick for the Super Bowl. But, yeah, I'm a Bengals fan. But I think they have I would ask anyone. You can even ask Kenny. He's a Chiefs fan. I think the Bengals have a legitimate, a big chance for them to make the Super Bowl at least. You can ask Kenny. Do you think they have even
Yes.
winning.
Yes. Let's eat my bracket real quick. Eagles, not Bengals. In Las Vegas. Gonna be a close game. Bengals are gonna be down by 10 at halftime. Eagles will blow another 10-point lead. And the Bengals are Super Bowl champions.
No way you picked the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. You did that because I'm with you. But I think they do. It just still be next year with the contracts.
Yeah.
I don't know what they'll do.
Don't they have to sign Burrow and Chase?
You have to sign Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Logan Wilson.
I would get rid of Higgins.
That's what they were saying. So I was asking, who would you rather walk, the Burrow or Higgins? Higgins.
Yeah.
But because you still have Chase and Boyd. Boyd, he won't offer that much money to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I was a Bengals fan, any Super Bowl contender team, I would not offer a bunch of money. What would you rather have, a bunch of money or a win a Super Bowl with a ring?
Win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know what in the NFL right mind player would ask for more money like Lamar Jackson, and he probably won't even win a Super Bowl. I was watching Good Morning Football, and they're saying, what would you rather have more money, or go to this or win the Super Bowl? Because the more money you offer, the less chance you have in the Super Bowl. Because if Burrow asks for 200 and 300 million, that gives, and if and then pretend Higgins wants 70 million, then that gets and I don't know how to prove a point here, but the less money Burrow wants, the more money they have for other players to spend. But
yeah,
that's with any player. That's what Jackson screwed over his team for. I don't think the Ravens should have ever signed Jackson, because if they want to win a Super Bowl, it's not Jackson. He offered way too much money whenever they still have to sign people. And yeah, I don't know what people are thinking of, but in the NFL, because they want more money than a Super Bowl. Preferably me, I would want a Super Bowl ring instead of more money.
Yeah.
What do you want? Do you want to say anything?
I mean, not really, but comment down below what topic we should do next.
Yeah.
But we might do NBA, we might do NFL. Gotta figure out.
Yeah.
But if you want to see a certain thing, comment.
Yeah, like and subscribe. We'll probably post a video tomorrow. And see you guys next time.
Bye.